Welcome back to the Crystal Palace save. We are edging ever closer to the end of this first season with still the potential of a trophy and still the potential of top 4 football and Champions League football for next season. We sit in 4th with ourselves 7 games to go. We're very, very strong indeed for looking like we're going to finish inside the top 6. But as we asked a couple of days ago, what colour is Europe going to be? Blue, orange or green for next season? The title fight is hot as well between Manchester City and Liverpool. We have both of them left to play today and Arsenal to come on the final day as well. But City, Liverpool, West Ham will be the 3 games we play, and then we'll sim the first leg against Vallecano at the end of the month. Because, well, it's Vallecano, he says, jinxing himself ahead of time. Of course, at the present, we are still without Dean Henderson, who is unavailable for the next 11 days at least. So he will miss Manchester City. He'll miss all of today's episode, basically, as a minimum, and then probably more besides, which is not ideal, pal. Not ideal at all, but it is what it is. We can only deal with the hand that's dealt us, and at the minute, that hand sees us coming up against West Ham next. So do please continue to drop the videos a like. I'd very much appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. Season finale not that far away. And of course, season 2 round the corner. And things are going well in the Valencia save in the 6 PM slot as well. So do check that out if you've missed it. But without any further ado, I'm going to go and play the Hammers. All right, West Ham line up in a 4-4-1-1 here. Mads Hermansen in goal for them. Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Kilman and De Kuyper. Bowen, Ward-Prowse, Guido Rodriguez and Somerville, with Mateusz Fernandes sat behind Niklas Füllkrug. We shall wait and see who is the better side here. West Ham obviously not playing that well this season in real life. They're not that good in this save either. We have now turned on handballs for everything. So we may see some handball penalties in the not too distant future. We'll gauge how silly they are before we make any sort of decision as to whether that's the right or wrong thing to have done. But it might add a little bit more to the save, because clearly the AI don't make that many fouls. And we're not seeing many penalties at all. So, in fact, I think we might have seen maybe 2 all save long so far. 2 all cycle long, potentially, with both saves ongoing with Valencia too. Would have been a hell of a goal for Slater to score for his first one for the club, but that was comfortable for the goalkeeper to hold on to. Tara Bowen, obviously their talisman at West Ham now that Declan Rice has left. Tara Bowen is the guy. Some might argue he was the guy even when Declan Rice was still at the club. Pino looking for Uche. A little 1-2 and we're in the box. And Uche will look to tuck it back if he can, but not enough power on it, and Kilman does enough. That's this Lacroix aerially there to ensure that the chance could continue. Here's Kobbie Mainoo from outside the box. Well blocked again. It's all one-way action, but the scoreline still remains 0-0. Well in. Want it back again. Fabianski apparently retiring at the end of the season, so West Ham signed him back for 1 year IRL, and then that's all they're getting in this save. To be fair, not surprised. Has Fabianski even played that much for West Ham this year in real life? They're still playing Alphonse Areola. Timber. Jones. Hey! Steady. It did step there, but it wasn't good enough. I'm actually going to tuck this in and then tuck it back again, and just can't quite find that half a yard in the box to get a shot away. He says, as maybe, oh, we might find that half a yard in the box. We beat one defender brilliantly with Curtis Jones, but couldn't find the other. Füllkrug has bossed the defence there. And Augusto gets a toe in, but still, here come West Ham. But no, that's poor from then going forward. Half an hour played. Still one-way action, but still 0-0. That was easy enough for Slater. Slotted in Yeremy Pino, and immediately on the transition, West Ham are in trouble here. Uche doesn't really have the agility. Change of direction there to force the issue, and we will go in at half-time at 0-0 here against West Ham. With games against those around us coming, we really need to beat everybody else so that we can still be in with a shout. Obviously, Qualifying for the Champions League would be more than we would have anticipated at the beginning of this save, but we certainly would have hoped to have challenged for some form of European football, given how good Crystal Palace have been in real life in the past 12 months or so. And, well, we could still find ourselves falling into a Europa League or a Conference League position. But I feel like we could justify the Champions League spot that we're currently in at the moment if we're able to actually see through victories in games like this. That's a nice turn. But we need to see through those victories in games like this. Lovely turn by Mateus Fernandes here. Not sure what West Ham fans think of him thus far in his time at the club in real life. I don't really think that anybody is really excelling at West Ham in real life right now. Wide of the target from Fulkrug there. A goal would be lovely, please, but this West Ham side, as you can quite clearly see, are putting a lot of men behind the ball. He's making it quite difficult to score a bloody goal. I could maybe actually have tried to chest that down with Uche there. Might need to make some changes in the latter stages of this second half to force a way through, or even maybe, thank you Jared, even maybe just entice them onto us to catch them on the counter and open up a bit of the space that at the minute isn't there. Just playing the ball around like this and dominating possession really isn't working. Oh, very nearly opened them up there though. Mateus Fernandes out wide here to Crescencio Somerville. Well, it's going to fall kindly for me, but wasn't exactly what I had in mind when we won that back. Quickly look for Uche. Bit of footwork maybe. Oh my God! Kristantas Uche! Wow! There's your breakthrough! And what a breakthrough! That's not the skill move I expected. I wanted the usual heel to heel, and he's done it. It must be because he's upgraded to 5-star skills, but he's done that. Was it completely around the player? I need to see that again. I think he did that. The ball went one way and he went the other. That is how you beat a man. Unbelievable from Uche. He might not have the pace, but oh my goodness, did he have the ability there. I was just trying to do the heel to heel to beat the man, and he's gone heel and then ball the other side of him. Oh my God. That defender will never play the same again. Crystal Palace 1, West Ham 0, and whoever their number 3 is needs to retire. Oh, hello. Alright, chill. That's the skill move I was looking to do with Uche earlier, when he did the 5-star skill equivalent and completely wrote off Max Kilman's entire career. Well up, Uche. He's destroyed him again, aerially this time, rather than on the floor. Malagusto out to Ismail Assar. Uche's in the gap. He might have been off. He's on because their number 25 is inexplicably 20 yards behind the play. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to make the most of it, although they are nearly making mistakes to give me possession back again. 5 to go, still 1-0. In a really good game this, quite entertaining. And in the end, finding the way through in quite some fashion, unlocking their defence with a little bit of skill when brute force wasn't enough. We'll take the 3 points. It will solidify us in the top 4 in the short term. Hopefully, now we can afford to maybe occasionally drop points against some of the bigger boys around us as we play those games between now and the end of this episode and the end of the season. Uche's up for maybe another. Hermansen keeps that out by clattering into the post. And that is the final whistle. A 1-0 win, but a 1-0 win is enough. Points are more important than goal difference for me at this moment in time. Ooh, we're above the Arsenal. And we're 5 points inside the top 4. Manchester City have won one of their games in hand, and the gap still sits at 4 points. But this is a big fixture. We could indirectly, or even actually directly as it happens, have a giant impact on the outcome of the Premier League title fight here. Because if we're able to beat City here, then it will put them significantly behind Liverpool with barely any time left to try and recover it. This is a giant fixture, not just for us, not just for Manchester City, but for the whole Premier League title fight entirely. Manchester City then, 4-3-3 for them. It's going to be the big boy in between the sticks. Gianluigi Donnarumma now 90 rated. Nunes, Diaz, Ake and Fardiol Quinders, Silva and Rodrigo with Foden, Rafinha and Haaland up top. Gulp. Couple of changes to the starting lineup for this one. For stamina, Yeremy Pino starts on the right with Ezel Zuli moved to the left. I'm going to see what Yeremy Pino's like in that inside forward role. So we've not tried him there all season long. And to be fair, Manchester City is probably not the game to find a definitive or form a definitive opinion about someone's ability in a certain role, but this is the game that we've actually chosen to do it in for some reason. Back to Rodri. Here's Reinders. Good footwork. And Haaland. Well held by Darlow. Carl Darlow, so far, doing really well in goal, but I feel like that's partially because he's not actually had much to do in goal so far. There was a game in one of the previous 2 episodes where he actually did make a handful of important and good saves, but certainly I'm not sure I expect him or anticipate him being able to do that multiple times. Oh, Donnarumma with a big save, just using his giant frame to put enough between him and the goal to ensure that we aren't able to get the finish there from Yeremy Pino. Positioned himself brilliantly. That was not supposed to go to you, it was supposed to go to him. Lacroix. Ezel Zuli quickly to Uche, who's done it again. Can he do it again? For the second time in 2 games, Kristantis Uche destroys a defender's ego. And Crystal Palace lead by a goal to 0. Rafinha's on the run with room to get into. And Bernardo Silva. You feel, if that was on target, it probably would have gone in. The keeper seems rather slow to react to it. I have a funny feeling Carl Darlow might have a significant impact on the outcome of this game and any other that he's involved in. It's a very happy sounding dude in the background. We're even happier ourselves if we can add another here. And we have, on the counter-attack, battering City on their own turf, destroying their title hopes whilst cementing our Champions League dreams. Here's Rafinha at the start of the second half for Manchester City. Back to Bernardo Silva. Nice little dummy by Rafinha. Cross will come in. Haaland is there. Straight at the keeper though. That's a good chance, especially for a player of his aerial ability, but unable to find the corner. It would have been better to maybe try and flick that over the top of the goalkeeper rather than just trying to get it on target. Actually going to be a little bit cuter with the potential attempt. Run from Ezel Zuli. Oh, it's terrible from Nunez. Really, really bad defensive positioning. Poke this through the gap, looking for Uche, but defensive positioning significantly better from Nathan Ake. And we don't have a third. Whilst it remains 2, I'd still say City stand a chance, but if we can somehow find a third, then of course you would well imagine that that is game done and dusted from there. Oh, nice turn by Rafinha. Fardiol, perfectly weighted. Darlow didn't get there. But the ball falls free, kindly for us. We're perhaps riding our luck a little bit at the back now. Who let that guy in with a foghorn? Ezel Zuli. Oh, bye. Uche, hat-trick? No, straight at Donnarumma. Thankfully, we're not going to need the third, but if we were needing a goal for a result, I'd have been particularly disappointed after creating it quite so well. We might actually have... Oh, honestly, Matheus Nunes is... He's just not a right-back, is he? Little dink. Uche's there again! Lovely tip over the top from Gianluigi. Foden off for City now as they make changes, but it's too little too late for them. Foden off and Omar Marmoush on! And Uche trying for his hat-trick again, but still not able to get it. Safe. Just let the clock wind down. And hoof. That will be a 2-0 victory away from home against Manchester City, which might be us doing the double over Pep Guardiola on this particular occasion this season. I'd be very pleased if it is. We're pleased enough that we've gotten the 1 result. Now that might cause rapturous celebrations not far down the road in Liverpool as they now face us. I mean, we could have an even more impactful impactful impact, so to speak, if that's the thing. Impactful influence on the title fight. If we now lose to Liverpool, beat City and lose to Liverpool, and that really is the title going to Merseyside, isn't it? But if we can beat Liverpool as well, then that would bring Manchester City back into it, as they have Everton next. We are 8 points, inside the top 4, with 12 points available. This does not fucking slip now. Liverpool's team is outrageous, actually. Alisson in goal. Conor Bradley at 80 rated is the only guy 85, or lower than 85, should I say. Van Dijk, Konate, DeMarco, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Wirtz, Gakpo, and Isak. DeMarco's 85. Szoboszlai might be 85. I might as well just show you rather than trying to recall it. This side's unreal. 89, 80, 89, 87, 85, 87, 88, 89, 85, 91, 89. Vomit. There's a reason Liverpool are top of the table. There's a reason they are over 20 points clear of us. It's because they're too bloody good. Curtis Jones has returned to Anfield, obviously, starting for us on this occasion. So, or on the rare occasion he does score, if he is able to do it for us today, then we'll do the apology, because it's fitting, I think. Although they weren't using him, to be fair. It's not like we stole him away. So he might have been a little bit disgruntled with lack of first-team opportunities at Liverpool, but still, I'm sure he wouldn't. I'm sure Curtis Jones would do the apology celebration if he were to score against Liverpool if he ever left. Regardless. Oh, Jesus, I was supposed to go back to the keeper. Panic. Hopefully, we can have a stronger performance here as we did against City. 2 giant away games at this stage of the season. I can't recall if the game against Arsenal is at home or away either on the final day, but that could be just as impactful. But I'd like to think, with the way that the league table is set at the minute, we can confirm our European future before that game against Arsenal. Salah. Nicely done. Wirtz. It's deflected to Isak. Here's Alexis McAllister, making up his mind. DeMarco, Gakpo, tackled well. Wirtz wins it back! Oh my lord. Whew. That was close. Give and go with Sarr has worked really well there. I don't really have much in terms of support though. So we'll lift it now. Yeah, Gravenberch got back well to that. Timber eventually gets it under control. Curtis Jones doesn't. And Isak has written my defender off there. Thankfully for Lacroix, Diomande is around to help him out. Uche. Curtis Jones is going. Sarr too. Sarr. Oh, Konate's stayed with the runner brilliantly. That's the sort of defensive intelligence you want to see from the AI. Not some of the defensive intelligence we normally see. Oh, Malo Gusto, what a tackle. What a rise to his feet as well. The agility there a little bit outrageous, to be completely honest. Wirtz, Liverpool want it back anyway, and they've got 2 over here. Isak with a couple of options, taking his sweet-ass time, but keeping the ball for his team. Oh, balls. Yeah, 1-0 Liverpool, fair enough. Go on, Danny, lad. And 20 yards later, he's got it under control. Yeah, Conor Bradley's positional intelligence is about the same as Mateus Nunes's. Back to Walton first. And then it is going to be Curtis Jones to maybe have the chance to score for Crystal Palace at Anfield. And he can't take it. Pino with the corner. Uche can get there. And it's squeezed in. Defensive calamity at the back for Liverpool with 2 players underneath the same ball. It falls to Uche. And he's the unstoppable one for us right now. Virgil van Dijk and Cody Gakpo both challenged for the same ball. It falls to Uche, who then nutmegs the keeper with his effort. Oh no, he doesn't. But it hits Gravenberch and goes in. We're level at half-time. That is not with the flow of play. We don't deserve it. We'll absolutely take it. 1-1 at Anfield. Wirtz. Around the corner. And here's DeMarco. Twisting, turning, back the other way. Florian Wirtz could line up. Could wind up. Salah! Darlow. Credit where credit's due. He has made the occasional top save. Florian will take the corner. And VVD will win it. But that is back our way. And it's Uche that's forward for us. Never mind. Connor Bradley in the air, by the way. Gakpo to Wirtz. Liverpool have got Man United next. It's a difficult game for them. You would have said 10 years ago. Florian Wirtz. Bradley. Wirtz. Salah. Salah! What a save again from Darlow. And let the same guy in here with his foghorn as came into the City ground. So, looking for Uche. Take that, Liverpool. Take that. Cristandus Uche at the double again. Virgil van Dijk bodied by the big man. We lead by 2-1. Boos around Anfield are a little uncalled for, I feel. But we are in front on Merseyside. Yeah, VVD just flattened. What a man Cristandus Uche is. Wirtz. McAllister. Gakpo. McAllister. Wirtz. Oh, he's done me. Lacroix has done him. They're calling for a pen. It wasn't one. It was brilliant by Maxence. Corner for Salah to take. Looking for Virgil. Cleared off the line by Wharton. I think Darlow probably had it covered. Liverpool pressing again to look for a way back into the game. Diamande up and away, and Isak was offside. Not long left. Not long left at all. Wirtz, look at the ball over the top. Keeper's coming. Never mind. Defender got there. Good. Gakpo will score now, won't he? Aye, 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 aye. Alexander Isak's 8th goal of the season. Wild celebrations for a 2-2 draw against Crystal Palace. Shows how well respected we are as a side right now. But it is massive in the grand scheme of things for the title. Timber just, I played the wrong pass. And then Gakpo's just on his own. Oh, 87th minute equaliser for the Reds. Right, operation just run with Ismail Assar maybe. Operation just give it to Jack Rodoni and then look for Uche. Uche! Oh, have some wild celebrations of your own, you dickheads! 3-2 Anfield to the Eagles! Fly like an eagle! Up the bloody, whatever the colour this is! Uche, 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 Uche. Hat-trick at Anfield. Yeah, give it the big un. Where are you running down the touchline now, Mr. Slot? 87th minute equaliser. 90th minute probable winner, but I won't commit to it just yet. Here come Liverpool. Well in Ismail Assar. Well in Ismail Assar. Oh, I was trying to get down the touchline. Gakpo, it has to be now. And it might be, but Lacroix's got pace. Get out. That might just be top 4. That might just do it for us. Uche hat-trick. And the boos are back. Right, well, after that drama, a European semi-final. Hendo now with the plaster symbol, but still not able to play. But hopefully the rest of the side will be good enough to get a solid result here in the first leg. And it's a 2-1 defeat against Vallecano, which is entirely unexpected. But it's not a problem. We have the second leg that we will absolutely play, of course, to be able to return ourselves to winning ways in Europe. Bournemouth, Vallecano, and then Everton, Brentford and Arsenal to come in the month of May. Vallecano pulling out a shock result at Selhurst Park. We will have to travel to Spain to get a result there, but that is, of course, absolutely doable for us. We find ourselves then with... we get a raid. Thank you, Emerino. With, I said earlier, actually, that there were 12 points available. There weren't. There were 15 points available at the time. Now there are 12 points available, and we are 8 points clear of Aston Villa. So, and well, look, 14 points clear of Newcastle. So we've absolutely, definitely gotten, at the minimum, Europa League football for next season. And we just need to win the next game. And in theory, if Villa lose to Spurs and we beat Bournemouth, then that is Champions League football assured for us. And the end of the season is pretty straightforward. It would be play Bournemouth, play Vallecano, play the bloody final. As it stands, it might be a bit more complex than that. At the top of the table, it might be a bit more complex than it was as well, because City are about to play Everton. We've beaten both the top two today somehow. Quite some fashion at Anfield as well, I'm sure you'll agree. So if you enjoyed that, please do drop the video a like to make sure that I know that you guys are still continually enjoying this Palace save. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more for the remainder of this Crystal Palace season or save or everything else that comes in the rest of the cycle. And of course, come and join me on stream as well, whether that be here on YouTube or over on Twitch and Kick, and you can see everything happen in the moment live. But for now, that's all for this episode on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.